very privileged. Let's be on our feet. Let's stand up as we celebrate and welcome the presence of, one thing, I think it was last year or early this year, after going through all his achievements and affectation, he was also awarded a doctorate degree in leadership in Palm Eye University, one of our major partners. So please make welcome Dr. Triumphant Obamoh, and he's also a medical personnel. Come on, clap your hands together. Thank you, sir.
If that hand is your hand, can you put it together? Those who are putting those hands together are those that will be applauded tomorrow. I know some are hungry. I know some are wondering what is going to happen. But if you don't become a millionaire a multimillionaire by the end of my lecture, in 14 weeks, you are a failure. I'm serious. I'm not here to come and see how your school is. I'm here because there are people who are tired of failure here. I'm here because there are people who are tired of repeating patterns in their family. There's no reason why I should be here today because there's just no time. But I've come to honor your president and honor this institution. But after 14 weeks, maximum 3 months, if you have not touched your first million, if you're a millionaire, if you have not moved to the next level of millions, you are a fool. So if you like, listen. If you like, play. 20 people in their 20s will not be in the same place, same level in 20 years. There are many of you who are here, and destiny has made you to hear this message because you are the one that will change the story of your family. But there are some who are here, they are just here because their parents forced them, and they will serve others. They will do, even after they have gotten BSc, MSc, they will still serve as laborers. There are master's degree holders who are teaching in primary school because they didn't learn this, and I want to tell you now. So everybody's an entrepreneur. Even your president, and if not, he will not be doing this thing. Even your lecturers and entrepreneurs, that's why they say pay for handouts. I have some lectures by the nursing department talking about cholera. If all you do is just teach cholera and not develop how to prevent cholera and manage cholera, making money through it, you're a fool. If you like, listen. If you like, don't listen. But I was telling Dr. Deborah that if you cannot pay for the cost of a seminar, pay attention for the content of the seminar. I started touching money in my secondary school. I had my first degree in 1986. My first son became a multimillionaire while he was in the university. He became a multimillionaire while he was still in the university, and he has never worked for anybody till today. Your president knows him. Because what I'm saying is that this lecture, you need it to change your whole life. Get seated and let's get on. Effective why I know you must listen to this lecture is that yesterday I finished preparing for this lecture, 4 pages, and I closed my laptop and I said, yes, today is today. And I was just coming for this seminar and I could not find where the lecture is. Then I know that the enemy wants to rob somebody here of their future. But either the lecture disappeared or not, the one inside me cannot disappear. So please get seated. I'd like to greet all the faculty and the students of EGI. Good afternoon. May I appreciate the leadership, the management, the faculty and staffs, lecturers, great students of EGI, particularly those that presented today. I've been listening to all the presentation, and each of the presentation matters a lot. For example, if you want to marry and you don't know your blood group and your real sort factor and all this thing, may you not marry the wrong person. Because medical compatibility is crucial in marriage, so that you don't live your lifetime sorrowing. Well, to go on, what is the objective of this, my lecture? The objective is very clear. Number one, to let you understand life is not about existence. There are people that came to the world just to eat, drink, have children, and die. They are wasters of life. Life is about living a fruitful and fulfilling destiny. What did I say? Life is about living a what? A fruitful and fulfilling destiny. Now, destiny is where you are programmed to end. You are programmed to finish. In the world of scriptures, the Bible said in Jeremiah 29, verse 11, "For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, thoughts of good and not of evil, and to give you an expected end." There is where God expects you to end. Now, without a purposeful life, you will not have a fruitful life. And one way to show for a purposeful life is to be a successful entrepreneur. Who is an entrepreneur? An individual, nurse, biologist. I'm a pharmacist by profession. My first degree is in pharmacy, medicine, anything. An entrepreneur is no matter your profession, no matter who you are, ability to create a product or generate a service that you amplify on a business template. For example, if this school does not have a business template, it will never succeed. If you're a nurse, you don't have a business template, you will live your life serving in a hospital. If you're a lecturer, you don't have a business template, you will serve your school as a lecturer and have nothing to show. So a lecturer will have a business entrepreneurial template by having books, writing of books, creating a consultancy services to organizations, industries, etc., partnering with if all you do is just sit down to lecture, then you're a fool. You discover that life without entrepreneurship mentality has no future. That is why some of our parents lived and have no house to show. They trekked all their lives. Even to pay our school fees was a challenge. Because they had no entrepreneurial mind. Today, in all nations of the world, entrepreneurs contribute largely to the global development, social development, economic development of every nation, including their GDP. May I let you know the objective of this program? 1. Number 1, to let you know you are either about to become a giant of industry or a grave misery. The first objective of my lecture is to let you know that you presented something, Abby. What's your name? Precious. Yeah, what did you present on? Anya. Clap for her. You presented on something. Cholera. You are either about to become a giant professor in the future, giant lecturer, giant nurse, or you're about to go into the grave of misery. You just went to school, nothing to show. I forbid it. None of you will be among those who go to school and looking for a job afterwards. How many will be among those who will become creators of employers, creators of employment in future? Number 2, this is very important. The first slide I prepared, I showed a picture of a man in a cage and a picture of another one on the stage. Life is a platform. Some are in a cage, some are under the cage, under the stage, in a cage, some are on the stage. Which one do you belong? Or which one do you want to be? Those who presented today are already becoming part of being on the stage. Only successful entrepreneurs remain on the stage. Start now. I call it a butterfly syndrome. That butterfly was once in a cocoon. It was first in a larva stage and looks like a tadpole. And then it begins to form and develop. Before you know it, It gets into the cocoon like a larva, something covers it. Then suddenly, that larva, when the cocoon breaks, it becomes a butterfly that flies around the world. But it was first like a tadpole. Then it went into the larva. Then the cocoon is broken. Now, the journey of entrepreneurship is a journey of a larva about to fly. When you succeed as an entrepreneur, you will surely fly. You will pay the school fees of your colleagues. You will never ask your parents for money again. If you are able to succeed by learning these principles, you will never need to ask anybody for money again. Number 3, to enlist you among successful entrepreneurs via what I will soon show you. And number 4, what is objective? You are on your way to change the world in your multi-billion-dollar status. That is where you are going. That's your flying stage. How many see themselves as a multi-billionaire? In Dallas. Some are not even sure. How many see themselves to command multi-billion shortly? How many? How many of the lecturers believe that they will command multi-billion? Lecturers, are you sure? If you listen to this course and you can walk out if you don't want to be a billionaire. Money answers all things. The more money you have, the more mouth you have. Because the voice of a poor man is annoying even to his brethren. They say, no, keep your mouth shut. He's the eldest brother, but they say, hey, I beg, nobody you would call now. Would they call that your brother? Money silence every voice. There was an Hausa man, an illiterate man. He flies around the world for his business. He is an entrepreneur, great entrepreneur. Plenty of money. And then one of the journalists accosted him at the airport and said, hey, Oga, iyaya kake aikinka, kasuwanchinka, kana tafiya all the nations of the world, ya kana when ya kana, how do you interact with them in London, in Germany, in everywhere? He now brought a sack of money from his pocket. Kaga wannan jakan kudi ke chicken. He'd understand all languages. What understand all languages? Jakan kudi. I went to a program. It was a launching program. I was just invited normally. And people were contributing. I didn't announce my own contribution. I just made a quiet contribution to that project. Then, from the time I made quiet contribution, even though I said this must not be announced, they made me chairman of the whole program. I took over the scene by a quiet donation of a mega sum. How many want to take over their world? You see, as I'm speaking to you, I'm also prophesying to you because, yes, I'm a doctor, but I'm also a pastor. As I'm speaking to you, I'm impacting your life. And there are many of you that, and let me see, don't look down on yourself. Don't say, EGI. This kind of school self. It's not the environment, it's the content. Most people, I will give you examples of about 15 people here. Some were dropped out from school, but they became multi-billionaires. Ben Carson, he didn't finish from school, where he was one of the leading surgeons of the world. It's not the environment, it's the encounter. Lift up your right hands and say, from today, I can. Many of you know that song. I believe I can fly. I believe I can. Dreaming of it. And fly away. Okay, who knows that song? You know that song? Let me see your hand up. Who knows the song? I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I dream it of it every day. Stretching what? Your wings. And do what? I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. How many believe they can fly? After this seminar, you will fly. Now, food for thought before I give you the keys. Food for thought. Because from after this lecture, you will never do anything again in your life without a purpose to make profit. Let's look through this food for thoughts. Somebody say food for thoughts. You know, your mindset determines your life stage. How you think determines where you will end. I begin my first food for thought. Number 1, 20 people in their 20s in the same class or system will not be in the same place in 20 years because of the law of seed time and harvest. Why do some students become first class, some become no class? Because of seed time and harvest. Garbage in, garbage out. Do nothing, get nothing. Think nothing, see nothing. Sow nothing, have nothing. Create nothing, and you'll be named after nothing. Do you think you are too small to become great? No. Look at someone and say, hey man, you're not small. Look at someone and say, hey, you're not small. Get set for great time. Now, there are some 15 people, young people, that became multi-billionaire this year alone. They are under 30. This year alone, they became multi-billionaires. This year. This year. This is from Forbes record. Number one is Francois Rehani, 25, founder of Lala Land Kinder Cafe. What did he do? For Francois Rehani, one revelation changed everything. Just one thinking. Think nothing, see nothing. There are some of you who even make money from this school by coming to this school. You know why? You will see a problem that the lecturers or the teachers are facing. You will solve it and make money from it. The reason why we don't make money is that we go with our eyes seeing but blinded. Now this is what he saw. Rehani was only a teenager at that time, but once he saw himself clearly, he knew he had to make a change. How many will make a change? Now, when you look at entrepreneurship, one of the great leadership skill in entrepreneurship is ability to observe the environment. The power of observation. You get to a community. Why do you think some people open estates? Okay, some people discover that some estates are open newly, and there are large people there, and there are no schools there, and somebody goes there to start a nursery school. And because it's the only nursery school there, everyone brings their children there. Before you know it, she has become a multimillionaire. It has nothing to do with age. It has nothing to do with the power of observation. The first P, power of observation. The second P, problem-solving mindset. If you are able to solve a problem and you make people to pay for it, you have money. And my project for you, all of you for attending this class, my project for everybody attending the class, including lecturers and the president, my project for you for the next 14 weeks is to discover a problem that you will solve and make people pay for it before the end of the year. What are the problems your students are facing? You're a doctor. How do you help them solve it and make them pay for it? They can be crying and making noise, but that's not your business. Solve their problem, pay for it. That is why in COVID, Forbes discovered that more billionaires were made during COVID than in the history of lifetime. You know why? During COVID, while some are locking themselves up, some are solving problems and making billions. Do you know the sales Amazon made during COVID? One of my sons in the Lord, Dr. Akita, is in real estate. They had their biggest breakthrough during COVID. By advertising, they said they staffed themselves and advertised their real estates in the UK on CNN and the US and Dubai on the CNN during COVID. So while people were locked up, that advert alone made them sell during COVID. And they had the biggest breakthrough. Just Google it on your YouTube, Dr. Stephen Akintayo. So what problem did this guy solve? I'll let you know now. The 25-year-old explained, so he took action, setting himself on course. Say he took action. Shout it. He took action, setting himself on a course for a new life in a new city and building a company that stands with one simple slogan: don't be a dick. That means don't be a fool. He started his company with a slogan: don't be a fool. Tell anybody, don't be a fool. Do something wise. Say it louder. Now, in the school of federal school in Oyo for learning impaired and disabled students, there was a girl who had nobody to pay her school fees. So this is what she did. I know the girl personally. So she made contact. She knew that students were always looking for bread. They go out of the campus to look for bread every morning to quickly drink tea and go to. So what she did is that she negotiated with a baker. So the baker gave her bread by night, supply her bread by night. In the morning, before the students wake up, she will, with her one leg, she will go around and all the students started buying bread. Then they now knew her room. They started coming to her room. Now, so she became the richest of the students, though she was physically impaired, and paid her school fees from there. Now, serve your environment and think of what to, for example, when I went on my youth service in 1986, I told myself I must be a millionaire in this school, in this camp. You can imagine a copper saying he wants to go to be a millionaire in campus in NYSC. So I sat down and I started thinking, what are the major things that coppers need? The first thing is photographs. So I bought a camera. And what I bought that time was wait and get camera. So I went to and I bought another one that you can develop. So I got to NYSC. So every morning while they are doing like this, I say, hey, post. So during break, I will run and print it and bring it in the next parade. I want to. I say, eh. So I made so much money snapping. Then I asked myself again, what again do coppers like? They like going about. So I started a club called Coppers Tourism Club. I made so much money. So I organized talk program on throughout my NYSC days for coppers who are NFAs. I was helping their NFAs and I was making money. Where you live now, what do they lack? Start solving the problem, make them pay for it. You can make hair and you're making hair for free. You're a fool. It's my colleague. Either it's your colleague, you should pay for the food you will eat. Now, when we finished from camp, I was working with the teaching of a specialist hospital at Dekiti. I discovered that the NYC has a farm and they produce a lot of eggs. And in the hospital I was serving, the staffs eat a lot of egg. So, you know what I did? I went to the farm and said, look, I want to be buying trucks of eggs. So I will go there and pay for bus load of eggs, and I will take it to the hospital towards closing hour. by weekend, every Friday. And I use 5 naira cheaper than what they sell in the market. So they will rush it. So my eggs were never enough. I made a lot of money. So by weekend, the coppers come to me. Those of them who have lost all they are broke. It's in my quarters they come to eat. I became the father of coppers. The first leadership trait with the first P is the power of salvation. Number 2, problem solving mindset. Now, how did this billionaire solve this problem? Look at what he did. He discovered that teenagers that were freed from foster homes, in Europe, when you don't know how to take care of your children, or your children report you to government, the foster homes takes over you. So he discovered that when these children come out, they don't know how to fit in. So this guy opened a cafe. In that cafe, no pamphlet, no advert, but they teach them how to develop digital skills. So all the foster children everywhere were coming there, and the government was paying. Before you know it, the belief is paying off. La La Land Kind Cafe had opened 5 locations and already crossed $6 million in revenue this year alone. Put your hand on your head like this. Say, this my head. It's not just for playing games. It's for thinking through. From today, I will have an open mind. I will understand my environment, and I will take advantage of it. One more example before I begin to round up. What is the first P? I have 15 examples, but I'll just give you 2. I'll give you number 8, and then I'll just read the points and then we close. Number 8 is Aaron Coles. Aaron. You can Google it later. Coles, Coles. He's 22 years and founder and CEO of DriftNet Securities. Now, this boy, when he was in high school, discovered that always innocent children that become victim of school shootings. I mean, if you know, school shootings is rampant in Europe. How many of you know that? If you don't know that, somebody will just get mad and then start shooting children. So he now made up his mind that he will do something. Say, do something. Say it louder. This week, God will not allow you to rest until you do something. Either you say amen or not, you will not rest. Do something from, you might not make your $1 billion today, but make some money. Put your hand on your chest. Say, I vow from today to make money every day. Shout it. Now, all my children are entrepreneurs. All my children. I remember I favor when she was in school. All my children finished from Covenant University. The first one opened a restaurant in the same school while he was a student. Employed staff. I was making money. In her own case, and then all the company that is making his multi-billion, he registered them while he was in university. Don't wait until you graduate before register your first company. In fact, if you are listening to me now and you don't register your first company, in the next 14 weeks, God will not allow you to rest. I don't need to say amen. You will not rest. The spirit of this lecture will be troubling you, including you that presented on the. You will not, because you have to do something. Instead of folding leg, do something. Say, do something. So you can imagine making fine hair and have no fine product. Fine hair, no fine product. Fine moves, but no fine head. Fine beers, but no money. Now, if you are in this class and you don't have money, stop keeping beers. Crepe that BS with any BS without money should be creped. Any BS without money. If you see any of your class with BS, ask him for money. If he doesn't give you money, say, crepe it. Scrap it. What is the point of carrying BS? BS, BS nonsense. I want to provoke. My last daughter, while she was in school, she just asked me, I want to do project. Send me, I need money to buy printer. I bought the first printer. Then she said, I want to change printer. I said, hey, Cherry, is it project you want to do, or because the first printer is enough? He said, actually, I am printing for my other colleagues who don't have printers, and I'm collecting money from them. So they will print their project, they will finish their project, they will bring it to us, she will print it and collect their money. The latest is that I now saw the way she was distributing the money afterwards. My name was not there. But you see, she was making money. In the same Covenant University that she's a student, while other students were writing projects, she wrote her own and was still making money from others. In case your school does not have photocopy, who told you can't bring photocopy machine here and be collecting money from students? It's just enter business with your president. Okay, I can see that you don't have a photocopy machine here. I dare to photocopy machine. You take 30%, I take 70%. You're laughing. What's your name? Miracle. You must have a miracle product. So he started. So that was how. So how did this guy, and what was leadership skill he used? That's number 8 as I begin to round up. Number 8. Aaron Cole, what did he do? Let me read you his testimony. I was always one of those kids who would look around and see where they exist, where all my classmates were, where my siblings were, and I think about what I'll do if something happened. So he was thinking, assuming my sisters in school, something happened, and there's a shooting, what will I do? In my school, if there's shooting, what will I do? So he came up with this idea. So he says on the 14th of February 2018, when he heard about the shooting in Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, his heart dropped. Say, my heart dropped. And then this is what he did. So this is what he did. He set about building a robust security system. He wished every school had it. The security services provided to school resource officers and CCTV camera. This was what the school provided. Said he now said he would do something extra. So really hadn't changed since Colombian, he says. And I saw that one of the reasons we were getting the same result as in 1990. So he wanted to change the result. So he went to learn about coding. And then he developed a combination of HD thermal cameras as well as artificial intelligence and mapping technology to show school staff and law enforcement agents exactly where people are, where all students and staff are in the building. So as somebody is coming that is trained, they can pick up the person. Now, the summary of it is this. He raised multi-million dollars. As I round up, take note of the following. The third P is the product development initiative. Leaders develop products. You can develop, maybe you're into fashion, you can develop styles. No matter, you can develop, you see, if you look at those who rule the world today, all of them either have a product or they have a services. You will never see a civil servant ruling the world. A product, you can. Somebody shout, I can. Say it louder. Say it bigger. Say it louder. Now, one of my spiritual daughters has a dry cleaning industry. So many people want to wash for me free. But this one, I pay everything to wash with her because of excellence. So while you develop your product, every good leader move to the next P. Package yourself, your product and services in excellence. Why do you buy Chicken Republic, Mr. Biggs, and you show the nylon everywhere, and the one you bought from Mama Put, you can't show it? Excellence. Sometimes the moi moi in Mama Put is sweeter than Mr. Biggs, but no excellence, so you don't go there. What is the first P? The second P? The third P? The fourth P? Number 5, as I begin to rush, live a purposeful life. Number 6, positive mindset. Everything is possible. Now, can I tell you what are dreams? This is where we miss it, and I want to help you to get it. What is a dream? If I ask 3 persons here to tell me what are dreams, they will, okay, let's try it. Stand up. Young lady, stand up. The last person. I want a man that is sure of himself. Okay, the man with the beard, stand up. What's your name? Christian. Okay. No form my hand. Christian. What did I say? What's your name? Davina. What's your name? What is a dream? It's in the eyes of your class. It's like a vision. Here. With the aim of sleeping. Okay, what is a dream?
A dream is a vision or an image that a person has for themselves, for things they want to achieve or goals they want to accomplish, and how they see themselves when they accomplish those goals.
Well, praise, sit down. David, and stand up. What is a dream?
A dream for me comprises your thoughts, your desire, your aspiration of what you want to make out of the future.
The two of them, they tried. Give them a big hand of praise. Please take your seat. Dreamers are leaders. Now, I'll define to you and I want you to write down. What are dreams? Dreams are sequences of thoughts, ideas, positive thoughts, great ideas, relevant imaginations that flashes your mind part time with the purpose of influencing a thing or changing an environment positively. Have you ever found yourself in this position where something came to your mind and you brush it away, and the same thing after a month or two, somebody is doing it in the same place, in the same environment, in the same place, and getting money? How many, if you have found yourself in that position, stand up. Any other person? Christian, stand up. That is, you had an idea. You have a hairstyle. You have a design. You have a thought that I can do this. Or somebody can do something like this here. And then you just left it. And in the same place, somebody else is doing it. And you are saying, but I got this idea now. You know what? Anything that flashes your mind part time, it means it's an opportunity for productivity and profitability and prosperity. Catch it. That is why, thank you. The two of you, I will give you a gift. That is why those who don't write will never succeed in life. Sir, my president, I have never seen an individual who doesn't write that succeed. Benny Hinn said, a pencil and a paper is smarter than the smartest brain. Those who rule their world are always writing. And when you are always with a biro and paper, your mind brings out initiatives. If you are the type that doesn't write, you will never amount to anything in life. You will be among the NFAs. No future ambition. You must be a writer. You must be a thinker. Stop chatting. Start critical thinking. Number 6, progressively embracing digital transformation as a tool for business and career upscaling. What's the 7th P? PQ. There are 4 P's. What did I say? 4 P's. The first P is productivity. Learn your life to be productive. Number 2, productivity, profitability, and prosperity philosophy. That's the 4 P. The first P is what? productivity. Be highly productive. Live a productive life. Have something to show as a student. Have something to show as a colleague. Have something to show for your family. Be highly productive. Make up your mind that before the end of this month, you will have a product. You will have something to give to your world, or a service surrender to your world. If you don't know what to do, start selling pure water from your village, from your community. It's as simple as start selling water. If there is nothing you are selling, they will soon sell you. Tell anybody there's something you are selling, they will soon sell you. The second P is profitability. Decide from today that you will be an income generating person. Vow from today that you will never be dependent on any human being again. Your brain will start working. Your brain will start working. Your brain will start working. A woman had me like this in one place and vowed to make a difference. So she went to her house and packed all her goals and started and sold them and brought money and went to buy much more earring. Before you know it, she became the leading gold seller in her environment. Because she had earrings, she was just carrying it. You can imagine somebody has 3 phones and not generating money. Is a fool. Even if you have 2 phones now and one is not generating money for you, you are among the fools. Because the 2 are collecting data from you. I got iPhone, I got Samsung latest, I got Infinix, I got Pro Max. Nonsense. If it's not generating money, it's nonsense. Well, I close. Okay, the last piece, what? Prosperity. Philosophy. And I close by saying, engage proven capacity development. Try to develop yourself. You are more than where you are now. You're more than where you are now. In your class, vow to develop yourself to be a team lead. You might serve as a follower, but your goal is to be a team lead. Be a team player. Be an MVP. Be a most valuable player. Solve the problem of your class. Maybe you're always coming to class and everyone's always dirty. Solve the problem. Maybe you're always coming to class, saying, no, I'm not the leader, I'm not the proprietor. You will soon become the proprietor if you start solving the problem. Now, finally, I close by saying, power your destiny for an impactful life. And I close with that. What do I mean by that? Make sure nobody leaves you without feeling you. A smile can make a difference. Make sure this school does not go without feeling your impact. They say, oh, we miss Davis. We miss Christian. We miss praise. Let people that meet you miss you. An impactful life means I in impact influence everything around you positively. What's the next alphabet in impact? M. Who can tell me what M means? Anybody? Eh? Make things happen. P. Who can tell me what P means? In impact. Power what? Impact. What does P mean in impact? A leader that will be a successful entrepreneur. P is productivity. Produce something for your community, your environment. What's the next thing? A. Yes. What's A in impact? Be the actor. No matter the film, Taiwan, Japan, actors don't die in any film. And everybody will pay anything to watch an actor. So if you decide to be the actor in this class, they will make you the class leader. In any business, be the actor in that business. So many of you will be giants in industry, giants in chemistry, giants in nursing. Vow to be the actor. Take over the market by quality product, quality initiatives. I entered your office. The statement I made is, don't despise the days of little beginning. I said it was 5 times. Don't despise the days of little beginning. Vow to be the actor. That is, as small as you are now, go for excellence. Go to the point that every of your students become first class. Then they will look for you in any village. Be the actor in the scene. What's the next alphabet? What is C? Be competitive. As an entrepreneur, let your products be competitive. And you can't do that without understanding the market. When I was in practice in pharmacy, I used to market a product called Rocephin. Rocephin is a broad spectrum antibiotic. And one of the things we market, we produce it. One of the things we market in Rocephin is that you don't need to take it 3 times a day, take it 1 shot. Now we discovered that most of the antibiotics that you give injection, you give it 3 times a day. So we came up with a product for my company that you give once in a day. And then to give you 24 hours, you will not need to take it without 24 hours. But if you give like Zenat, you give like Fortune, you have to give it minimum of 2 in a day. And you must give it before surgery, during surgery, and after surgery. So we came up with a product that you give once before surgery. It will take you through all the surgery, after surgery, so the patient is not jammed again until 24 hours. I sold that Rocephin like mad. Every bought it for me. What are the challenges with the design that people are wearing now? Create one that will solve those challenges. Nike, how many of you Nike? How many of you wear Nike sandals? Nike, what's it called? Shoes and all that. Trainers. It came as a product of developing better sprint and comfortable shoes for sportsmen. And he has taken over the world. Just develop something better. Be competitive. And there's no way you can be competitive without understanding the market. What are your competitors doing that you can do better? All this pure water, it was D water. What is it? We were drinking before. What? Thai water. You know that water we were drinking before? You tie it. Thank you very much. It was ice water, but somebody said no, it can be better. Say it can be better. what are the things that people are doing in your community that can make it better? Mr. Biggs discovered that, Chicken Report discovered that people like moi moi. So they started packaging their moi moi in plastics. Even me, at the Russian. What's the last alphabet in impact? Who can tell me? What is T? T, the last T alphabet. No. The last T is let your products be emotional. That is, let your product touch lives. There's a wellness center that's one of my doctor's friend introduced me to about a month ago. I don't stop going there. If for nothing, the hibiscus tea there, and the fruits, the apple, I will take there. Once we arrive there, the first of all give you a bottle of water, alkaline water. The first time I got there, the first of all give me a bottle of alkaline water. I say, sure. Then hibiscus drink, sure. Then apple, sure. Then bananas, sure. By the time they gave me the bill was what? 1.7 million, but I paid it. The wellness center, just because they touch, their services touch my system. So to play, rise on your feet. If you can engage these leadership skills, you will take over the world. Because those who took over the world, these are just little of the secrets that they use. Can we reverse it? Number one, the first P. All the ladies, the first P. How about productivity? It's not productivity. The first P. Power of observation. And I give you a project you must do in 14 weeks. What is the project? Observe your environment, observe your school, observe your system where you came from, the village where you came from. Observe your environment and create a product. By the second P, problem solving initiatives, mindset. The men, number 3. Number 3, product what? Okay, if you vow to develop a product between now and the end of the year, sit down. We will speak to him in outside. He doesn't understand what we are saying. Zona. Come. Tell us what I've just said. What's the third point?
He said, if I vow to develop a product before the end of the year, we should sit down.
And you don't want to develop a product?
I've not vowed yet.
So stand beside me here. He will stand here until we finish the program. Because you have to. What's the fourth P? Wait, oh my God, you have spoiled my show. Okay, what's the fourth P? Okay, what's the fifth P? Easy one to answer it now. You can imagine this is your chain now. Now, let's look at something. You see this guy is packaged. He even have a rosette. This rosette is produced by who? Who is Francisca? Where's Francisca? Come. Did you give them free of charge or they pay for it? So we'll share part of the profit. Now, if you look at him now, he's full of. Somebody produced this. True or false? Somebody produced the chain. Somebody produced the trousers. Somebody produced the slippers. What will you produce in your life? Grammar. Go back to your seat. The fifth P is what? The sixth point. The seventh point. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day.